That's why T.D. Jakes was there, to try to fix his image. Ain't no money like church money.
Look at T.D. Jakes. Your point of view, your opinion. Do you take him serious as a pastor?
Do I take him serious? That's not my type of pastor.
Known for his powerful sermons and unshakable faith, T.D. Jakes has inspired countless lives. But according to Diddy's former bodyguard, there's another side to this story that the public was never meant to see. This insider's account paints a picture that challenges everything we thought we knew. What did he see? And why is it so shocking that he's risking everything to speak out? Watch this video as we reveal the hidden details behind this stunning new information. But before we get to the new details, we need to look at the connection between T.D. Jakes and Diddy for important context. Diddy's connections to T.D. Jakes. It's no secret that the two have collaborated in ways that have caught public attention. T.D. Jakes and Diddy's relationship began to surface prominently in 2022 when Jakes partnered with Diddy's Revolt TV for a series called Kingdom Culture with T.D. Jakes. Through this show, T.D. Jakes aimed to extend his ministry beyond the church, reaching into mainstream media spaces and exposing his message to a larger audience. This collaboration marked the beginning of a more public partnership, blending Jakes' faith-based
Don't let it be lost on you that they are talking about getting rid of wasting money while creating a new agency to somehow get rid of wasting money, right? Like, it's a joke. And honestly, I think this is really more so about self-dealing. When you look at the amount of contracts that someone like Elon Musk has had with the federal government, when you look at Vivek, these are guys who have benefited from federal contracting. And honestly, I think that they are looking for additional ways to enhance themselves, while at the same time probably minimizing oversight and those that would actually say there is a conflict, this is a problem, and no, this should not happen. I honestly think that this subcommittee is going to try to stop the work of those Democrats like my ranking member, Jamie Raskin, from making sure that we're keeping oversight over Donald Trump and his business dealings when it comes to dealing with folks like China and other countries that right now are not necessarily on the top of our friends list.
You voted for Trump because you thought he was going to bring grocery prices down. I have some very bad news for you.
Donald Trump wants to hit Canada and China and Mexico in their wallets, which means tariffs. The president-elect on Truth Social, of course, promising to penalize both neighbors to the north and to the south with a 25% tariff on all products entering the U.S.
A lot of our produce comes from Mexico. 2/3 of the tomatoes that Americans purchase are from Mexico. 90% of the avocados that they purchase are from Mexico, just to mention two examples. So that guac is definitely going to cost extra. If you voted for Trump because you thought he was going to bring down the cost of housing, a lot of our lumber, cement, other materials comes from Canada, which means that construction costs are going to go up. Not to mention all of the ways he's going to roil the U.S. auto industry, because a lot of autos cross borders in North America multiple times before they're ultimately finished and sold to consumers. Not to mention the fact that a lot of U.S. manufacturers purchase inputs, intermediate goods like metals and cement and other things from Canada, from Mexico, and not to mention even the retaliation that we should expect. All of which is going to be very bad for consumers, not to mention, again, many of the U.S. workers that Trump allegedly wants to help.
Look at this cheap shot that they just did on Shador. How is this not roughing the passer? Look at this cheap shot. Oh my lord. And he still made the pass, but they called ineligible man downfield. How is this not roughing the passer? Oh my goodness. He was slow to get up. Right on the knees. What a cheap shot. We fighting after that, man. Oh my goodness. And he's back in the next play.
What in God's name are they talking about in The Hague? The truth is simple. No war is more just than the war that Israel has been waging in Gaza after Hamas attacked us unprovoked, launching the worst massacre against the Jewish people since the Holocaust. The decision to issue an arrest warrant against me, the democratically elected Prime Minister of the State of Israel, and our former defense minister, was made by a rogue prosecutor who's trying to extricate himself from sexual harassment charges, and by biased judges who are motivated by anti-Semitic sentiments against the one and only Jewish state. No biased anti-Israel decision in The Hague will prevent the State of Israel from defending its citizens. And I want to thank our many friends around the world, especially those in the United States, who've condemned this outrage and who have said that this decision will have severe consequences for the ICC and those who cooperate with its decision. Israel will not recognize the validity of this decision.
John, I never heard anything like this before. Do you think somebody stole the money?
Well, maybe legally. All of a sudden, everybody's got the keys to the candy store. Ad buyers, talent, consultants. There's 100 days to do it. And the money started pouring in. Remember this, Chris. It wasn't pouring in for Harris. It was pouring in against Trump. And a lot of people got rich on the back of donors trying to stop Trump. And I think this disqualifies her forever. If you can't run a campaign, you can't run America. And that would be the argument just day one. I was at the White House for a dinner Friday night, talking to a lot of people. And I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of whispering. There's a lot of names about who got paid this and who got paid that. Same thing is going to follow Harris for the rest of her career. She cannot be trusted with the money.